So let's take a look at the UK here. So the UK is in so much trouble. They seem to be waking up now, but maybe they're too far gone, right? From Peter Lloyd, the English and UK flags represent colonizers, racism, and the far right. They're about whiteness, not patriotism. They tell immigrants that they shouldn't be here. Well, illegal ones shouldn't be there, should they? And also, maybe ones that just showed up and committed crime shouldn't be there. And also ones that hate Britain, perhaps. I don't know. Let's take a look.
Well, I think this is the problem. It's not that the far right have co-opted the flag. It's the fact that we don't seem to understand what this country is and the history of these symbols. So both of these flags which you've displayed here, those are the flags which flew on ships which enslaved my ancestors. Those are the
Okay, now talk about how the British Empire ended slavery across the empire. You know, all those places where slavery had existed for time immemorial before they'd ever seen an Englishman? You know those places, right? Do you know the cost? It cost. They had to basically pay their colonies to stop doing slavery because they liked doing it. Big industry, respected industry across the empire. They had to pay them to stop, especially in Africa. They just paid off that debt like 10 years ago. So I guess he's not going to mention that, though. Oh, the fact that, the whole rest of the world did slavery, and like way more than the English ever did. But he's not going to mention that, is he? Because that's not part of the narrative.
Flags which the British Army marched into places like India, Pakistan, Bengal, Africa, and colonized 25% of the world. The reason the far right picks up these flags.
Yes, and brought like common law, rule of law, infrastructure, the modern world, all of that.
Flags, and has consistently, since the 60s, 70s, since my parents' generation have been in this country, is because these flags represent the racism which they are putting out into the world. And I would just point out, this campaign of putting these flags up, this is not some benign, let's just be patriotic. Go and search, Operation Raise the Colours, and you'll find the same far-right, Little England, this nonsense spewing about all the migrant hotels, that's a
nonsense spewing about the migrant hotels. So people just show up on boats, and the British people who have no right to be in the UK, and the British taxpayer have to pay to put them up in hotels and feed them while they do nothing, give them phones and cash. What do you mean nonsense? But I think they have a perfect right to be upset about this.
People aren't putting up this flag to celebrate Britain. They're putting up this flag to remind us that Britain is white and we shouldn't be here.
Oh, for God's sakes. This is race communism. You're not allowed to, the indigenous people of England are not allowed to have their own country. That's what he's saying. Just burn it all to the ground. Burn it all to the ground. The problem is, the problem with rescuing the Western world is that these people have infiltrated into every institution, into academia. Academia needs to be cleaned out. It just does. They've got to find a way to do that, whether it's just denying them funding, refusing to pay for the sabotage of their own societies. No taxpayer should have to pay a penny to this guy to sabotage their own country, to vandalize their own country, their own history, to lie about them, in fact. This is the problem, though. These people are everywhere, and they get into positions of power. This should be an embarrassment. He should be laughed at. He should be mocked. Right? When he goes onto a show, Good Morning Britain, they should laugh at him. They don't. They need to get to the point where these are no longer acceptable views. I'm not saying make it illegal. I'm just saying it should be mocked and shamed. Not just because it's intentionally malevolent, but because it's historically illiterate. And it's just not an accurate reflection of reality. So for those reasons, which I think are very good reasons, it seems like the UK is starting to wake up, but it's got a lot of work to do. A lot. Here, from August 4th, local authority asked a British patriot to remove his flag because it was seen as disrespectful and offensive to his foreign neighbors. That's race communism, is what that is. Now, he took down the small one and he put up a big one. And good for him. And they need more of that. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.